Oh, hello there. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel, everyone. In case people do not know what the channel is, I do a little bit of League of Legends, which is probably like an esport that some of you don't even know about. But it's something that I wanted to do, so you know what? Take it with a grain of salt. If you like this video, please subscribe and comment and like and all those kind of stuff. So let us begin. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to talk about the 2023 World's Championship. But of course, this is like, wait a minute, Akeem, this is like a month from now. This is more than 2 months from now. On the 10th of October, it's over and ended in November. So why you mentioning it? So this is like, let's just say a part one or many parts of the world's puzzle pieces being filled. You can just say. It is like teams are getting worlds spots left, right, and center so far, and we're gonna digest most of the teams. We're gonna find out, how good this team is, how they're gonna be second up against the world stage, and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna start with our good old boys from the LPL. The LPL already have their teams qualified: JDG, BLG, LNG, and Weibo from the regionals. And I believe if you look at the LPL right now, I think that the LPL, and let me just do my freeform. Okay, there you go. Okay, let me just see. So let me just do. Okay. World's Qualification Shingding. Alright then, we'll probably do that. So we got LPL with JDG, LNG, BLG, and Weibo. So I think you look at this right now, and I'm just saying that this is like a really strong region. I just put it in right there. So I think you look at, we don't have to talk about how great the LPL is. The playoffs were great. JDG look battle tested in some of their series, especially against LNG in both of their series. I feel like JDG are kind of like the de facto team to win Worlds right now. You have 369, you got Kanavi, you got Knight, you got Ruler, who's probably looking insane, you got Missing. All these 5 players, no matter what patch it is, no matter what circumstances, they can be ahead and dominate you and win the matchup in 20 minutes, or be behind in about 5k goal lead and just still dominates you and team fight their way to victory. So they're like a virtually bulletproof team that can totally dominate from anywhere. And maybe I feel like right now, JDG look like the clear-cut favorites to win Worlds. I think the only thing that will hurt them is, well, the Swiss system, of course, that we mentioned about, but also like the patch changes. How will this affect Ruler? How will this affect 369 and all this kind of stuff? But consider how great JDG are, even with the patch changes. I feel like they're just strong enough to feel like, yeah, I feel like JDG are looking like the best team ever. LNG. Let me just talk about LNG. I think LNG deserve a lot of plaudits, of course. Scout MVP, Ale top lane, who's a rookie. Jung. I need to look at it. Let me look at the team. Let me just look at the team just a minute. Let me just see. Okay. Zika top lane. Sorry, I forgot about Ale. Different team. Zika top lane. He's an incredible rookie. He's only what? He just came in the team last year. Amazing. Tarzan is okay. Yukai, decent mid. Scout Gala Hong. Oof, that's a strong team. And the Gala moves or an LP from Gala move was significant in them. They became incredible. Gala was incredible as well. Scout became MVP and he was fantastic as well. They put up a pretty good fight against JDG, especially like the first series. I feel like they should have won because JDG was not prepared for it, but the second time in the series it was kind of even, of course, even Steven, and then a huge one team fight that JDG are normally so good at causing the fight. But the fact that LNG pushed JDG to the brink in those two series, showcasing that LNG are kind of like a really sneaky good second seed team that people might be afraid of. Of course, we all know that Zika's a rookie in the top lane, so if the patch might focus on more top lane, it could affect them and it could have some weaknesses, of course. So that's gonna be my concern, of course. I'm also concerned about Tarzan, maybe Tarzan, Scout, of course. He is Scout, of course. Of course, I'm not worried about Gala, but I think like top jungle is going to be a really issue, of course, especially with the changes. So I think JDG, LNG are gonna be fine. BLG, okay, so BLG can beat any other team in the LPL except JDG. We can also say that right now. They're good. MSI finalist, top team in regular season, but it just almost feels like every time they face up against JDG, they just do not play their regular game against them, which is so weird because BLG has been so good in the regular season so far in the LPL right now, and the fact that he got absolutely clapped by JDG 3-0 was just embarrassing to me, but not surprising considering how good JDG are against BLG, and then losing to LNG also hurts. But then again, I think we do not want to see a BLG JDG finals. We do not want to see that, but thank God we got the LNG JDG finals, which is absolutely cool. But BLG are a really good team. Bin, Elk, Yagao on. So wait, let me just one more time. Let me look at the lineups. Okay, Tabi is the head coach. We all know that. Bin, Shun, Yagao, Elkanon. Those are the 4 players. This is a huge, great. They're a good team. They're a really good BLG. I think if they can win all their matches, except of course when they face off against JDG, which is kind of like a big old threatening team, of course. But I feel like BLG are like capable of winning this series, winning any game, and I just feel like right now it just almost feels like BLG are kind of like the team that can say they can be favorites or something. So that's probably like what I'm gonna say. Also, let me just harken my notes back to JDG. That for these players right now joined the team in around 2021, 2022, and some of them are in contracts. So, Knight, Kanavi, 369, Ruler, missing. Some of the players are on contracts. And I think right now feels like they either win Worlds and become the greatest team ever, or lose and just be like a forgettable unit. And they are now like the 4th team to attempt a Grand Slam after SKT a couple of years ago, RNG, and then G2. So they're like the 4th team to try and attempt a Grand Slam. And I think right now, consider the circumstances, consider the contract situation, and consider that this is a really good team right now, it's kind of feels like either JDG wins and become the greatest of ever, or nobody want to talk about it. And I feel like this is grossly mismanaged by Riot Games and some of the staff. Like, here you are, the greatest team in all of LPL, and probably the greatest team in the world, and they get no notice, no recommendations, no hype video or something. Like, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If I were a director or something, I will start by having a doorbell that rings jing dong every time, and then have a doorbell, and then have a little eye over it, and just like frightening you, like team fighting and all this other stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. I wanted to hype this JDG team up. I want to hype all the LPL teams up because I feel like the LPL are it's the best league in the world. They never get they don't have the big viewership like the LCK, but they're great. They have succeeded a lot despite fewer expectations, and I believe that they deserve some credit. Of course, they deserve some like plaudits, of course. But of course, that was Riot's bullcrap of treating the Chinas, of course, so straight that they're owned by Tencent and never even noticed. Just sad. And finally, okay, and last but not least, Weibo. Okay, a weird team. It's a weird team. I can just say, Kaiser, Wei, Xiaohu, Light, Crips, And then the Shy, of course, is the top lane. Yeah, it's a weird team. I mean, how the Shy actually make it to Worlds, I will never tell. But here he is. And I feel like right now, I don't have much faith in them. The fact that they substitute two junglers, the fact that the Shy actually have a pop-off game, especially against EDG, is kind of weird to me because we always see the Shy as like he's a great player, but also coin flipping and being on Inter. So it feels a little weird to me. It feels a little weird in my opinion to see Weibo going into the world. Now we have seen like you see DRX already won worlds, We have seen weird things happen in the world, right? Nobody expected like a team that nobody wants them to be or nobody expected them to do well. We all of a sudden win worlds. So we've seen this crazy thing happen last year. So I could just like, nothing to be surprised at anymore. But it almost feels like right now, Weibo is kind of like a team that makes you feel like if the game is like top lane patch heavy in the notes, the Shy is probably going to like not looking great. But there is one champion that is like returning from the meta after all these years and could be beneficial to this. And that is your boy Aatrox. He's back, everybody. Buffed and ready to go, baby. Look at this. Giga Chad. Yeah, so I believe that if the meta falls right, if the patch goes right in them, and then the fixtures from the Swiss system goes right for them, I believe that Weibo can make a run. If it doesn't, well, I think they'll go home quietly and nobody gives a damn. So that's pretty much it. So those are my LPL teams that are qualified. I feel like right now LPL are like the strongest region right now in terms of like strength, and I feel like the format for Worlds feels like it kind of underlines it because if I were a smart person, I would put based on how these teams played on the eye test. I say JDG won. Maybe I consider KT lost to T1. I think like I will notch KT down to 3 and maybe LNG down to 2. That's what I feel like. I'm feeling JDG 1, LNG 2, KT 3 based on eye test rankings alone. Maybe Gen G 4 right now. So that's how I see them based on the eye test. And the weirdest and the crappiest thing about this format is that, yes, while it eliminates the whole groups that we do not want to see, like 4 LCK, 4 LPL teams, it's just like ranking. How do you rank these teams? Like, how do you see these teams? I mean, I can't even see I know how to see the LPL teams, but I can't even see the teams for Worlds. Like, it's just not good. So this is a huge problem for them, especially for a World Championship like that. Oh, I can feel the Reddit hate right now. Let's see. Let's go to the LCK. Now, we already have one team at Worlds. It's Gen G from this morning game against T1. First of all, the whole situation with Faker was absolutely disgusting, and you should all go to hell. Secondly, how did he manage to go 5 games against Gen G? I will never tell. I will never ask. But also, Gen G are okay. Like, Paz is alright. Paz is the rookie of the year by any country mile. And I think this team is okay. But internationally, consider how they perform in MSI, I feel like I'm a little worried about, Gen G. I'm a little worried about them. Like, they're decent, they're okay, but I just maybe do not feel great about Gen G going to Worlds, especially when they face off against these LPL teams and even BLG, of course. That's gonna be my concern, of course. Can Gen G have enough good players with Duran and Pez and Chovy and all this kind of stuff to actually counteract with the LPL teams? That's gonna be a huge problem. So Gen G already qualified for Worlds. T1, if they manage to win their series against either KT or Honda Live Esports coming up, they'll go to Worlds as well, so we'll keep an eye on it. Let's go to NA, also known as the I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. It's the LCS, but it also feels like a crap league right now. NRG are in. Cloud9 are also in as well. I mean, how did NRG beat Golden Guardians? And then Golden Guardians went on to beat Dignitas, and then of course Jensen's long reigning world streak, which is like, it's sad, but it is what it is. Now I cannot wait for Jensen to retire right now. I'm waiting for that Jensen news that he's gonna retire any day now. So yeah, NRG are in. It's so funny that NRG bought CLG slots, bought them with their money because CLG was bleeding so much. And just like that, NRG are going to Worlds. Like, it's just so weird. It's just so absolutely weird. Imagine you're a CLG fan and your most legendary org decided to be paid off to a competent, org, and now the NRG team that you see are going to Worlds. Like, that is just so infuriating. It's so infuriated. It's even worse than losing to TSM. I can bet you right now, having this is worse than TSM right now, given the current state of the LCS right now. It is worse. And my God, Cloud9, cheese and rice. It's criminal, man. By the way, these two teams will face off today. NRG versus C9. Winner goes to finals. And the way C9 are performing this year, I'm not good. I'm not feeling good about Cloud9 or maybe NRG's chances, but I'm not feeling good about Cloud9's chances of making the world, considering the way they played this season. Let's see. Golden Guardians versus Team Liquid. That winner goes to Worlds, and then we'll have to find out another team going to Worlds based on the matchup between 4th place LCS and 4th place and 4th place LEC and 4th place LCS. Okay, so I believe the Golden Guardians should make it to Worlds. TL, the fact that they managed to do this with APA and the fact that they made the run is incredible, but I feel like right now Golden Guardians, the way they play, the way they've been coordinated, the way they've done well against Demon Tuts, I feel like losing to NRG kind of like hurts them, I bet. But I believe that Golden Guardians are going to make it to Worlds. I feel like if Golden Guardians does not make it to Worlds right now, this region is already doomed beyond belief. They should just blow up the whole league and something. This is just horrible and disgraceful. So that's pretty much it. And now we go to our last region, which is LEC, and they have none. They have literally none because, of course, the season finals don't start until next week. Then we'll find out, of course, from G2 BDS. Let me just put it in here. And then XL versus Mad. We'll find out in the next week which two teams will qualify for Worlds automatically. We'll find out next week. But it almost feels like right now it's kind of like G2 are kind of the only good team that you could capably say that going to Worlds. I just don't have any decent feeling of the rest of the teams. Like, Fnatic are also the only team that can say they can do well. Mad Lions are falling on the cliff. XL exceeded all expectations. BDS, they caught lightning in the bottle in the spring. And this whole championship point system is kind of confusing and really wrecked a lot of teams. So it kind of feels like G2 are kind of the only good European team right now, which is not disrespecting the Fnatic or anything, but it is what it is. Let's just see. Let's just go to this is not disrespectful for them. Wild card regions. Okay, so your LJLs, your LLAs, your VCS, and all those kind of stuff. So actually, let me just give these people respect. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, let me just do this. Let me just do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. VCS. There. Okay. Let's just give the other regions some love. Let me just give some other regions some love because we haven't. I mean, I have not talked about the other regions, and I feel like we have to give the regions some love. So let's look at the VCS just a bit. So VCS have your GAM Esports. Let me just do that. Your GAM Esports. SBTC Esports got really wrecked, of course. All the matches were, yeah, August, yeah, that is just, wow. Okay, so let me just read. On July 12th, the organization announced that SBTC Esports games were suspended indefinitely for rule violation, which, okay, let me just look at the rule violation just a bit. Okay, they don't tell. Okay, the club has not played the same game since the opening game, and on August 2nd, it was announced that the club's game will be forfeited with the club disqualified from the edition. They're excluded from them, with Palette joined GAM Esports, who is their rival, of course. So imagine, like, not only all your players and your staff and your team getting disqualified, but your support player gets to go into another team. Like, like absolutely mental, man. And unfortunately for them, they get removed from the VCS for the serious violation of rules. Owner has been permanently banned, and Nipper, DNK, D1, Von Boys, and Penguin are banned for like 3 years. So the SBTC got wrecked horribly, man, for violations and everybody else. I want to see what the violation is. Oh right, it's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. Let me see if I can go there. It's all in like, it's all little. Let me just translate this. No, they can't translate it. Yeah, it's really, really hard. It's really hard to translate it. But they got absolutely wrecked. Too bad for them. So now we got like 7 teams. GAM, Esports, and Wells are already qualified. Sega, Buffalo, Ceribes, Team Secret, and Team Flash are already in. MGNB with 311. Players begin, and Sega Buffalo will take on Team Flash. Ceribes versus Esports Direct. Winners will get on GAM Esports and Team Wells in the double elimination bracket. I believe right now this is going to be GAM Esports going through, and maybe let's just throw like Team Secret in there. Let me just throw Team Secret in there. So I'm gonna go GAM Esports and everybody else. Let's go to the LGLs. Let me just go different color. There. LJL. And it's DFM awaiting the winners. DFM is awaiting the winner of SoftBanks and Sengoku Gaming. We all know DFM. Utapon is still in this team, right? Yeah, Utapon is still in this team. Of course he's still in this team. He's been there since God knows how long. So it's they're doing like one round robin, best of 3 matches, and then all the teams are in, and then they do like lower bracket 5 to 8 lower bracket, and then top 4 goes to upper bracket, of course, with a double elimination. So it's gonna come down. So this is gonna come down to Sengoku versus Fennel, and I think Sengoku Gaming are in, of course. So yeah, this whole thing needs a little updating, of course, but we know though that DFM will win in the winner between SoftBanks, Hawks, and Sengoku Gaming. So I believe that based on history and everybody else, I believe that DFM are going to be in. No, and then next one, CB LOL. Yeah, let's go CB LOL. Let's go CB LOL. Let's go CB LOL. Let's go CB LOL. Yeah, CB LOL right now. Top 6 teams from the standings. Let me look at the regular season standings. Pain Gaming is in 14-4, followed by Red Cannons. Loud 13-5, Int 11-7. Fluxio and Ken are like in the bottom, and then Furia, Laws, Liberty, and Kaboom were 117. Jesus, they kaboom themselves. I watched a little CB LOL, but then it kind of faded out, of course. But I still followed the league. And Kedstars already beat Fluxio 3-2, eliminated Brands from Condition. Boy, I love to see Brands again, but sad it is what it is. So Stars are kind of like waiting, like the highest seed from one of these 2 matches. In fact, the matches are starting now.
Yeah, Pain versus Ints, they're playing right now, so I'm not sure I can sneak in the game, but Pain and Ints are playing right now. Red Canids versus Loud. I feel like higher seed goes here, lower seed goes there, and then we'll go like King of the Ring style, who's gonna make it up there. Then you have the upper bracket finals and then the grand finals and then winner goes to Worlds. I think maybe I'll go for Loud, but I'm just probably go Red Cannons on this part. And then we'll finish it, and then we'll finish it off with two more leagues, the PCS championship, which is going to take place. So Beyond Gaming just beat Team Bliss. By the way, the two teams from the LCO are qualified to play in the PCS playoffs. Face on the LCO right now, and so far the LCO have not got a series win. In fact, I bet you they have not won a game against the PCS. It just feels like I understand they wanted to get more competition, but they can't even beat the PCS team. In fact, Deep Cross will take on Cheese Esports right now, and I just don't see like Cheese Esports doing well. Team Bleeds will take on CTBC Flying Oyster, and then the loser of this will take on Frank Esports. PSG are probably the favorites to win this whole thing. I mean, look at them. They're 16-2. They got decent players. They got John Jujai, Maple, Waco, Azir. They got all these good players. I'm picking PSG to go to Worlds. Easy does it. And then finally, LLA, your Latin America tournament. They did your best of three. They did the round robin best of threes, of course. Rainbow Seven perfect throughout the round robin and only dropped two games throughout the playoffs, and now they're in the finals. Astral versus X66 Karma will be taking place on the Tuesday, of course, and then the winner will be taking place on Saturday, 2 weeks time. Yeah, Saturday, 2 weeks time. So right now, based on this, I think like Rainbow Seven could go in right now. So that's basically it. I'm not gonna talk much about the other leagues, of course, but those are just like a summary of what is going on with the Worlds. So many teams already qualified. Other teams are kind of like jostling for position and getting championship points and all that kind of stuff, which leads us to regionals. Which, by the way, guess which team? Guess which team are in regionals again? It's your little boys, DRX. They're back, and I'm scared. So, yeah. Anyways, and that's the end of our video. It's just a little bit of quick video about all the things going on with Worlds, qualifying, and everybody else. I think by the time we get to the LEC, maybe next month or such, well, we'll figure out which teams will go to Worlds, which team will go regionals, and all that kind of stuff. Guys, we made it to 20 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing, liking, all the chatting, and all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much for doing all my stuff. And we'll see you all next time. Peace.